Welcome back to episode 39 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Season is coming to an end and we got to take a look at the top 3 important matches that I have played since the last episode. First up is a draw against number 1 in the league, which is Benfica. A 2-2 result. And we were starting best in this one. Moyes into Reinhardt, Hopfer, Iber, and Iber is into the box and he's gonna take a shot and he's gonna get his goal. Lovely. But there is one man that is always gonna score against her, and that man is Goigers. He is right there. Through ball, and he is always gonna score. And they also got to 2-1 before we got to 2-2. Spencer is running into the box here, and Fofana is right there. Well, he's called Datro, but it is Fofana. Thankfully, very late, Correa is scoring a goal from a penalty. At this stage in the season, and also just generally speaking in the save, I feel like it's always going to be important to at least try to get some points out of those big teams, Benfica, Porto, and so on, right? And we got it here. Yes, it is at home, but still, we played really well in this one, actually. If you look at the statistic, right, it's a very even game. So I think we can be happy about where we are. Yeah, just remember this, right? This is only season 7 and we are playing up against Benfica here. And we are equal. Second most important match, at least in some terms, is against Porto away from home, and unfortunately this one we did lose 3-1. But we actually did start the best here. Ramirez down the line and he is gonna cross it in, and there is Gregolin on the back post to head it in. But apparently nothing good last, and yeah, we do get goals against us. 3 of them, unfortunately. The first one here, very easy tap in for Evanilson. I think it's Evanilson. Unfortunately, Ramirez is giving it away where he shouldn't give it away, and that means they're gonna get it into the box area and taking a shot here, Basi. And they also get the third one here, Nelson down the line, and he's gonna cross it into Ivan Nilsson, and he's gonna get his second one. I mean, yeah, it's never gonna be easy to play away from home against Porto, who is second in the league, so I mean, it is what it is, right? I think we should have done a little bit better in this one, but here's the facts. The facts are they still have a much better team than us. Just straight up, just way better. We got to take the points we can, and in this one there was no chances to take the points. But the most important game to me is against Rio Ave, who is one of the closest opponents, sitting in 6th position. A 2-1 victory away from home. First goal is going our way, and it is unfortunately none of our players, but it is one of our former players scoring this one. It is Tressa. Right after the second half started, they got back into it and got back to 1-1 with this little easy tap in. But it is us taking all the glory here. Ramirez again down the line. Well, it's not the line, but yeah, Cesar from a very narrow angle is actually putting it in. That is really nice. As we can tell from the statistics here, we are by far the better team out there. We are dominating this, and it's a bit surprising because we are away from home against someone who is fairly close to us in terms of points. So again, incredible important to win this one. Cesar with a player of the match, and I think Cesar, he's starting to look like a really good player now, especially here in the later stages of this season. Cesar has been such a great player on that attacking midfield role. But yeah, overall, really good performance here to win against Rio Ave. And here is the full schedule, which is 13 games played since the last time, but one of them is in the cup. And yeah, unfortunately, we did lose that cup game 1-2 to BVT. A little bit unfortunate in that one. I think we should have gotten more out of it, but hey, it is what it is. Then we also got 7 wins in the league, along with 3 draws and 2 losses. So overall, I would say this have been an incredible season so far. I mean, we do... Oh, I forgot a game. Oh, we have one more game, so it's actually one more win after that as well. Torrante here, I forgot about that one. So it's actually 14 games, isn't it? Even better, even making it better. We have a run of 5 wins in a row. That is, that's very solid. We are scoring plenty of goals. We are not conceding a whole lot either, except from against Porto. It just looks really good. The only thing that I didn't mention was the Braga game here, which is not great. Braga didn't actually look too good this season. 14th place, so that's not great losing that one. But we were away from home, and they do have a good team. They just underperform really a lot here. So that's the only one that I'm a little bit, that's not good. But otherwise, I think it's been excellent. Just absolutely excellent. Which means we are in 4th spot. We have already qualified for the European League, but there is more to play for. There is actually a lot to play for here. So the facts are, we got 66 points. Sporting is on 3rd place with 72, but with one less game to play. We got a game in hand here against Sporting, so we could, if we are getting, I mean, if they get, what is it? If they win their next game, then we are done. Then we are gonna get, yeah, we can't get them then. But if they do lose the next game they play, well, all of a sudden, we could get up to 3rd place. Now, there is also the concern about getting down to 5th place, which is VTCS here. Also, one game, have played one more game than us. So that's, I mean, we just need to win, maybe win and get a draw in the next 2. I'm saying just get. We do have some fairly hard games against Casapia, and also, who was the other one? France. That's probably fairly easily, actually. France is down here. So it's not the hardest games in the world we have. We have played some of the big boys already, so that's good. But yeah, we could lose out and get 5th place, and that means, so 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that means we can either get Champions League phase, just straight into the Champions League phase. Or we get the qualifier, which is where we are right now, which is also good, because either it means we get into the Champions League phase, or we get knocked out and get down to the European League, and the 5th place is just straight into the European League. So man, no matter what, I'm happy. Like, no matter what happens, it doesn't really matter, because it's still gonna be incredibly good to be in either European League, which is probably where we can be a little bit more competitive, or we get into the Champions League and get a lot of money. So either way, I'm fairly happy about it. With that many games played, I of course have a couple of things to talk about before we get to the games. First, and probably one of the most exciting things always, every single year, is the intakes. Unfortunately, the intakes are not quite as good as last season, but it was hard to beat last season's intake, wasn't it? Or was it the season before that? I already forgot when it actually happened, but that season where we got like 6 or 7 signings, yeah, that wasn't this year. We got 3 of them, which is not terrible, because you also need to remember that these stars, or this whole system, you know, is also getting better. It's getting harder and harder for the intakes to keep up with the quality that we do have now. So I think this is actually a really, really good intake overall, right? So let's take a look at them. The first one is a winger. He is called Ricardo Balbino. I don't know if he's gonna be good enough ever, but again, it's I like to sign these up because he got the personality, spirited. He got unflappable and media style. He got decent determination. He's fairly quick. You know what? He could develop a lot. Who knows? It's just, if they got these things and they do have a decent potential, I tend to sign them up. But as you could see, there was only 3 of those guys this season. But they need to fit that kind of, I wouldn't call it a DNA, but it kind of is a DNA, isn't it? So yeah, first one, Balbino, not terrible, not great either, but yeah, he definitely got some holes in his system, that's for sure. No good crossing, that's not great. I'm also worried about not having, I mean, I'm actually changing, I'll talk about that later, but I have actually changed the DNA, but not having jumping grease, that's a big worry for me, even if you're a winger. And of course, some of the mentals are also not great at all. Off the ball 6, that's terrible. But let's take a look at the more exciting ones. Antonio Matias. I don't know if he's the best one, but he's definitely, he looks good. He looks really, really good. Personality is determined, so that is just perfect. 20 in determination, that is perfect. Outspoken, media handling, not the best one, but I'm okay with that. He got some really, really interesting numbers out there, like the flair of 16, also the teamwork of 14, 15 technique. I mean, he looks like a fairly decent attacking midfielder already. But again, he's missing the jumping reach that I like. Also, balance of 6, that is not great as an attacking midfielder. I do like to see a little bit more on the balance. Also, the dribbling is only 9, not that great. Composure only 7, not that great. But overall, this guy could develop a lot. He even got the come steep to get the ball already as a player trait, which is actually not that terrible. Especially if we have someone here who could be a very good creator. Or someone who could drive the ball forward, which he might become. His physicals are not so bad that he's not gonna become really, really fast as well. He's only 15, right? This could develop a lot over the years. Potentially, we do have one of the best Portuguese players this year, at least in my opinion. But to me, the best one of the intakes this time around is Christoph Marinho. He is a spirited personality, unflappable, he's a fullback. or a wingback or whatever we're gonna, you know, use him as, I think this guy looks incredible. He starts with marked opponent tightly as well. That's just really good. Now, there is one weak thing about that. I think there is only really one weakness to him right now, or maybe two. I think I can name two weaknesses. Otherwise, he's just already an excellent player. The first one is that his jumping reach is only 8, which is in itself, as a 15-year-old, not that bad. So, and he's only 169, but that could also increase slightly. And the other weakness is his dribbling. He's only 5 dribbling, which we would like to see a lot higher, but that is something we can work on. And I guess a third thing might be the off the ball. Otherwise, this guy is already looking fairly good. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is gonna be part of the first team in like 1 or 2 years time. I'm not surprised at all if that's gonna happen. Again, this guy could be a world beater. I think this guy could be one of the best fullbacks in the world in like, let's say 5-6 years time. But it all depends on how he develops, of course. But he could be. What I'm seeing here is that he could be that good. So overall, I would actually say that I am extremely happy with this, because 2 of these players, 2 of them, out of all the players we had in the intake, they could become something absolutely incredible. Alright, so now to something a little bit different here, because I have changed our DNA. Well, not changed it yet, but I am planning on changing it. And this, if we're looking at here, we can see that we have a lot more attributes in here. Dribbling, first touch, anticipation, concentration, determination, work rate, acceleration, jumping, pace, and stamina. That is the attributes that I'm looking for in all players, no matter where they're playing, except from goalkeeping, of course. But otherwise, that is what I'm starting to look for now. We are in a stage now where we are getting into probably trying to at least win the league, but also trying to get into the European competitions, and we need these stats to do that. Or attributes, sorry. We need these attributes to do that. So I'm also gonna sell some of the players that I don't think is gonna fit this profile, depending on that, of course. So I did actually take out the teamwork. Yeah, I did take out teamwork. I think teamwork is really good, don't get me wrong, but I felt like probably teamwork is not as important as concentration, anticipation. So I took those 2 in again. Actually, we started the save with those 2 in, but I now take them in again and take out the teamwork. So kind of interesting that I'm doing that. But yeah, I feel like this is probably what we're looking for in all players. And talking about the players, I have done a couple of things here. First of all, I have given out a lot of new contracts, right? The reason why I'm giving out, we're looking at DePaula here, because he's one of those that got a new contract. And the reason why I have given out a lot of new contract is not because they were running out of a contract this season or even next season, but if they have 2 years left on their contract, I am giving them a new contract if I want to use them, or if I have a plan for them, or I want to get money for them, or something like that, right? So DePaula is one of those. He's of course a very important player in the team. So, and this goes for anyone that I am gonna show you here. They do have 4 to 5 year contract now, 2034. His contract was running out next season, so that is not, I can't, if I'm trying to sell him with only 1 year left on his contract, I'm not getting full value out of his money. Or if I wanted to keep him, which is the case for DePaula, at least for 2 more seasons, I would say, I would rather have him on a long contract and then get more out of him when I do sell him in 2 seasons time on a longer contract, right? I hope that makes sense. So DePaula is the first one that I did sign on a new contract. Some of them, yeah, sure, they will have a little bit more on the wages, but I don't care about that anymore. It's okay, we are financially fine. Also, Hopfer is, the captain of course, is getting a new contract, but it won't start until the end of the season here, but he already have signed it. Fernando Reis have also signed a new contract. Jurgensen also is signing a new contract, or well, actually he already did sign a new contract. Fabio Gonzalez as well. And maybe out of the bunch, the most important one to me is Ramirez here, because he is a very high value player. He's valued up to 13 million. Actually, I just denied someone came in with like 12 million bid. I was just, nah, not enough. I'm gonna say this guy is worth at least 20 million. He is by far the best player at the club right now, I would say. So yeah, he also signed a new contract running for 5 years. That is gonna be excellent news for us. Also, one of the central defenders that we haven't used all that much, Bruno, have signed a new contract running for another couple of years. The same goes for Miguel, another of the youngsters who hasn't really played, but I am absolutely gonna keep him. I think he's good enough to keep. Nuno Monteiro is also one of those that I want to keep. Daniel Rodriguez, probably one of those with the lowest potential, but I still think we could get some money out of him, at least $1 million or something like that. Vanderson has been one of the subs this season. He's doing okay, and I think we still could get more out of him, so let's assign him again for a 4-year contract. Hugo's contract was actually running out this season, and yeah, I also gave him a new contract. And the last one is Ludovina, one of the goalkeeper intakes, and I think he is actually looking quite good. He needs a lot of development time, but yeah, definitely worth picking up on another 4 to 5 year contract. So to sum all of that up, you can get an idea of also who we are probably trying to get rid of or who we will get rid of. Everything I've highlighted here is probably a player that we are either trying to get rid of or will leave us at some stage. Oh, Hugo is actually not true. Let's not highlight Hugo here, but anyone else I believe I got in here is probably someone we want to sell or try to get rid of in the summer. But that still leaves a lot of players in the other up here, right? We have a lot of players, so I'm not worried about it at all. And we will probably also sign more players anyway. There is actually not a lot I can do with the board anymore because we basically already have everything we want, except from maybe the training facilities and the youth facilities as well. Now, we do get an improving training facilities in 4 weeks, which is great. We're just increasing what we can do. I mean, the most important thing about this training facility is, of course, that our players are going to train up to a standard that is probably on level with Sporting or Braga or, you know, one of those guys. We are getting up there now, where we are probably one of the best training facilities in Portugal. Alright, so we are getting to the games now, and the first one here is Casapir. They are 8th in the league, and we are away from home, so it's not gonna be easy. If we were at home, I think it would have been a win, but this one, I am not comfortably gonna say that this is gonna be a win automatically. I think it's gonna be a fairly even game. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 like us. Yeah, it does look like they are conceding quite a few, and it does also look like they're not shooting all that often. We are likely gonna be in control in this game, but I still feel like that to win this one, we need to score at least a couple of goals. Well, one thing I see right away here that I do want to change is that they are really good at crossing, and we don't really want... right now, pretty much the entire season, I've been playing with just letting the crosses in. And as you could also see in some of the goals you saw before, some of the goals we do concede is from low crosses, right? Low crosses is where we concede a couple, but overall it's been doing really well. But I think against these guys, we absolutely don't want to invite the crosses in. Well, at least they're not very good at set pieces. That's a good thing. And also just poor on corners. Very interesting formation here with possession. Yeah, they're very narrow over here, or they are kind of creating overloads on the right-hand side. With an inverted winger, and I guess what's going on here? So it's basically a 2-3-3-2, or I don't even know what this is. But definitely an overload on the right-hand side. And out of position, just a narrow kind of... do they have a central defender on cover? I think this guy might be on cover. That's an interesting one. So there's gonna be space in there, but not a lot. So again, are we gonna change our tactic? No. The only thing we're gonna take out is probably not letting them cross it in. I think that's the only thing I'm seeing here. Yeah. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Next match only, and in possession, we are fine. This is how we've been playing all season long, basically. I don't think I've changed it well, I've changed it slightly inside the games, but I've started every single game like this, basically. In transition, yeah, we're fine there, and out of position, yeah. This one, I think we want to just do that. I don't think we want to stop the crosses specifically. I just think we want to not invite the crosses. That's about it. That's about it for this game. Let's find out who we're gonna play here. It's gonna be Beck in goal, Hopfer, Adrio, Reinhardt, Ramirez, Valencia, Ugarte, Iba, Cesar, Moisi, and Di Paula. Very strong 11. Also a fun little fact, we do have our loan deal out on the bench here. Yeah, he finally he got over his very long-term injury, and he was still around because I couldn't really call him back or you know, throw him out there. And he is a good player, so he is on the bench, and he has actually done really well. Do I want to trigger his 5 million clause? No, I don't think we're gonna do that. But he's been fairly good, and yeah, he's gonna sit on the bench for this one. And I'm actually gonna give Ugarte a game here instead of Ludwig. Definitely Ludwig has been playing more games overall by far, 27 actually. But I'm gonna give Ugarte this one. And also a fun little fact here: Moisey has been complete. He just took this place over Iber, but Iber is gonna play it on the right hand side for this one. Because we do have, where is he? I don't know where he is down here. I haven't really, normally I have this unfiltered, unavailable, and not a club. There we go. Where is he? Oh, he's probably not available. That's why he's not down here. Gregolin, there he is. Yeah, he got a red card in the last game, so he can't play this one, Gregolin. Otherwise, he would play it. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let's get in there, and hopefully we can find a win. But no matter what, we are already really good for this season. Third, what is it? Third, fourth, or fifth place. I mean, we're already good, but let's see if we can get that third spot. 20 minutes in, we are in full control, 62% possession. We got 4 shots, 2 on target. Things are looking quite good. We haven't gotten a chance that is really big yet, but as long as they are not getting anything, I am happy with it. Very disappointing. They are gonna get the first goal here. A massive mistake by Adrio, which you didn't see. Actually, I can get it back so you can see it here, because that was a really bad mistake by him. Let's bring it back to around here, I believe it was. Let's see what he's doing here. So Hoffer is bringing it back to Adrio here, and Adrio I mean, he is playing as a ball-playing defender, but he should never play that ball straight into Hoffer again, because he is marked. So yeah, that is what led to that goal for them. They barely have anything before this, so it's very unfortunate for us that they do get that first goal. Half a time, and of course this result is not pleasing me one bit at all. But here's the fact, right? We are playing okay. We are the best team out there. It's just one silly mistake from Adrio, and they got their goal. They have 1 shot on target, 3 in total. They barely have anything other than what you just saw. So I think we're just gonna continue. I don't think we are creating the chances that I believe we should be creating in a match like this. So changing anything doesn't really matter here. We can just continue with how we are playing, and hopefully we don't make more mistakes, and hopefully we can find a goal on one of the chances we do get to bring it back to 1-1. But that's probably not gonna be good enough for us. We want to win this match. But I think that goal here basically destroyed all chances of getting a top 3 placement. But hey, I could be wrong. Sometimes you score 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals in a half, and all of a sudden it looks very different. But I don't think that's the case in this game. But let's see. Let's get into the second half here. 62 minutes in, we get a corner. Ugarte into Reinhardt, and he is on the back post to get the goal. Good. Full time, 1-1, unfortunately. I mean, that is... yeah, I don't think we have any chances for the 3rd place anymore. So we're basically playing for the 4th place now. Yeah, it isn't great, but here's the facts. They didn't really play for anything. They didn't have a single highlight or even a single shot in the second half here. They were not interested, or either they are not good enough to do anything against us. But breaking them down was just too much. We couldn't get that second goal, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. We played quite well here. Reinhardt with player of the match with that header. I mean, yeah, one mistake and sometimes you just don't get it. Yeah, so third spot is off the table now, of course. So we are fighting for our 4th spot. I don't know who VTSC is playing, but all we need to do is just win our game and we should be fine, right? Well, let's check up on who they're playing here. They are playing... oh, they got 2 games? Oh, they got a cup final. Okay, so they're playing Casapir, who we just played. That's and they are away from home. That's gonna be a hard game for them. So that's actually good. I think we are looking fairly good for that 4th spot right now, because our game is fairly easy against Firenze. Also away from home, but still, I think we have the edge here with also 1 more point than them. Alrighty then, so last game of the season here against Firenze. I think they look like a team we should beat, even away from home. A 4-3-3, and they do concede quite a few. Yeah, I mean, their shot percentage is a little bit better than the standard in the league, but overall, we should probably win this one. Also comfortably. I would say a 2-0 victory would probably be where we should be sitting right here. Take a look at their strengths and weaknesses. They're pretty good on through balls, which is not great for us. Pretty good at set pieces as well. But after that, it is definitely going downhill. Their crossing is not good, so that's good for us. Yeah, I mean, they don't look like a good team to me. So we should absolutely beat these guys. And just a quick peek here, how they are setting up with their formation. Yeah, it's fairly wide, maybe. Or maybe just a normal kind of... yeah, I think it's fairly wide, actually. Very normal 4-3-3. And without the ball, just a little bit more narrow. Yeah, it's a very typical one, but it does look like their wingers are actually... Oh, no, their wingers up here is actually pushing up a little bit further than what I thought they would. But that's fine. That's just leaving space for us behind them. So, yeah, I think this looks pretty good for us. So that means we don't have a single change we want to make in this one. We're going in exactly how we want to play them, which is good. So let's figure out who we're going to play here. It's going to be Pick, Hopfer, Reinhardt, Reis, Ramirez, Valencia. Ugarte is actually going to get the next game as well here. Maybe I should play Ludwig as the ball-winning midfielder instead of Valencia. But then again, nah. I think we're going to put Ludwig on the bench again here. Because Ugarte actually had a pretty good game last time around here. He had like 7.3 in rating. So I'm going to give it to him again. Gregolin is coming back in after his red card. Cesar, Moisey, and De Pauler. I'm actually debating with myself here if I should play Iber instead of Moisey, because Moisey had a couple of bad games. Actually, let's take a look. Where is he? Right here. Yeah, he hasn't been good for quite a few games here. 6.5, 6.3, 6.4. Let's bring Iber in instead. But yeah, there we go. De Pauler up top, of course. So that's gonna be the team, and let's get in there and hopefully get a win. 20 minutes in, and things are definitely not looking how I thought it would be looking here. Yeah, we are not looking great. I don't know exactly what's going on, but we should be doing a whole lot better than what we are. So the question is, what is going on here? Let's take a look at the, also, just to mention it, Casapier and VTSC 0-0 still, so that's good. Analyzer, let's take a look here, because that's usually where I can figure things out. They are very narrow, right? Possession without the ball. They're very narrow, but they are also very high up. They're pressuring us a lot. So playing it around doesn't really seem to be working for us here. They are fairly wide when they do have the possession. I think we need to do a couple of things here. I think we need to go attacking with a little bit further out, and I think we should also play a little bit more standard, because the pressures are definitely gonna hurt us here. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to do. Just that fairly more. Just a bit wider and a little bit more standard passing directness here. That should hopefully help us. I still want to go out on the right hand side and the left hand side. That should still be good for us with how narrow they are. So let's just do that and see how that actually develops in the next, well, the rest of this half basically. Alright, so VTSC have scored, which means right now we are losing our 4th spot. We need to find a goal, and I am kind of worried about putting it, the mentality up on attacking here, because actually, I think I will do that, or positive at least. I think we're gonna put it on positive. I actually forgot what is... Oh yeah, cautious. Cautious is the one that is banned. But yeah, let's put it on positive, and hopefully we can play it around a little bit faster, and maybe they just can't put in enough pressure. I hope, because our I don't know, pass completion is only 84. I'm a little bit worried now. I think we might lose out on this 4th spot right now. It's this game is not looking good for us. 28 minutes in, we have 1 shot, and that was a terrible one. I am very worried. Halftime, 0-0, but we did manage to... I mean, going on positive and playing a little bit more wide definitely helped out a lot, as you can tell. We got a couple of decent chances in there. So I'm pretty happy with that. But, unfortunately... VTSC did score 2 times, right? 2 more times after that, so they are 3-0, which means guaranteed we need to win our game to get that 4th spot. So Casapier is not really helping us here at all. We need to do everything ourselves. So we do need to find a goal in this one, actually maybe more than 1 goal, because Brilliance here, they are also fighting for their survival. So that means they are also trying to do their utmost at winning this game. So it's not an easy one, actually. Actually, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, no, they have already survived. So that's not true. They have already survived. But apparently they are just going to be tough here. They are not going to give this up easily here, unfortunately. But let's see if we can do it. We need a goal. Come on, guys. We need a goal. 95th minute. Reis over the top for Vanderson. Putting it in there. De Pauler not winning his header. But Tiglassi coming on and putting it behind the net. Or in the net, actually. Absolutely fantastic. We're winning it in the 95th minute. I cannot believe that just happened. Full time. 1-0. 95th minute. De Pauler actually got the goal. It looked like it was maybe it was deflected in by De Pauler, but yeah, what on earth? We had plenty of chances, right? We have plenty of chances. I played on very, very attacking in the last 15 minutes of this game, and we had so many chances, and we should have scored even earlier than this. Holy moly. So we do get our 4th spot. So we do have Champions League football next season. Well, maybe. We got the playoffs, right? We do have the playoffs. But what a way to end the season here. With a 1-0 against Firenze or Firenze? I don't know what their name is. I can't believe that just happened. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Let's just take a look at where we are here. VTS, yeah, 1 point ahead of VTSC. They managed to get one back here, Casapier, but yeah, it's 4-1. So, oh, that's such an important goal, isn't it? Just money, just for the money. Playing in the Champions League playoff is just probably gonna be 1.5 million or whatever, maybe even more. I don't know, but it's definitely worth the money just to be on that spot. So 4th place for us. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is so great. Yeah, what an incredible season that was. I mean, 4th place, we are in the Champions League playoffs. Also interesting to see that Benfica actually didn't win the league before the last day here. Porto was really close to them, 83 points. But I think closing that gap, it's gonna be that's gonna be tough next season. I don't think we are there. Actually, I think this season we overperformed slightly. I wouldn't be surprised if we are not gonna get top 4 next season, but it all depends on a couple of different things. Tactics, how many players we can get in, or also very likely who we're gonna sell. But yeah, that's what a season. What a season. That is an incredible season for us. But that is also gonna be the end of this episode, because I'm not gonna go into the review or the statistics or any of that kind of things. That is for the next episode, where we are solo focusing all of that kind of jazz. I kind of like to do that because we do have a lot of players that have done really well this season, so we definitely want to take a look at it, but I don't want to do it in this episode. It's already, I mean, I would rather make more episodes than not, so there it is, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this season and this episode. If you have, well, leave a like and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, fantastic way to end it. 4th place, fantastic. I hope you're enjoying it. See you around next time.